For example, again, like the Black Flag remake.
First of all, it depends what studio's making it.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be some subsidiary, like a Sophia, that are just taking, let's say, the Shadows engine and re-skinning it to look like Black Flag. I really doubt that it's going to be like a quote-unquote main title.
Yeah, but do you not think this is gonna be on the scale of that this is gonna be one of the biggest games they've made with map and stuff like that?
This whole time I've been thinking of just something to fill out the schedule.
I would agree with you if it was a remaster, but if it's a remake, that's a
Yeah.
big undertaking. That's basically a new game. I mean, Black Flag's world is fairly big in of itself. If they're gonna remake it, they're probably going to want to expand on that. And I think if that's at the point where it's going to become a very big project, the way I see it, it's going to be they're going to try and rival it to like Odyssey.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very similar to Odyssey.
Mm.
In a bad way, though. I think they're going to get rid of anything that was like well designed and just make it a flat bit of land.
Because I'm guessing, I don't know this, but I'm guessing probably a lot of the islands in Black Flag were probably procedurally generated, and then they added, handcrafted stuff on top of that. It's what a lot of games do when they have big open worlds.
Some of them, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Ubisoft did with Black Flag's like little islands, the ones that have like just a chest on it, a couple.
Oh, yeah. I don't doubt with that.
So what I imagine they'll do is I think they will sort of take that baseline sort of procedurally generated landmass of where the placement of these islands are, how many islands there are, and then I think they'll have that as a basis. And I don't think that will have any of the intricacies of what made those islands great in them. I think they'll just have that as a broad sort of outline of, okay, this is the basis of what we want to expand on. Then they're going to just build outwards and just add more to that, change things about, and then build this completely different game for the open world, at least. I think that's how I can imagine they're going to do it.
Oh, man. I mean, yeah, gameplay-wise, I have no hope.
Yeah.
I have no hope whatsoever, honestly. I think the ship combat in the current games is weak. And especially if they're going off Skull and Bones, they've got nothing to pick off of that carcass to make Black Flag better. It's a step down in every way. I just see it's going to be Odyssey. I think it's just going to be exactly the same as Odyssey. Visually.
Yeah. I think it will, because, I mean, at the end of the day, look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. No matter what we think, numbers don't lie, and Odyssey is one of the best-selling Assassin's Creed games. So,
yeah. And,
Black Flag is one of the... I don't know if it's the... one, it's like the third, fourth best-selling AC game, right? It's if you I was reading a few comments the other day. I had a few people on my shorts. I had a few people saying my favorite AC games are AC Odyssey, AC Valhalla, and then AC Black Flag. I think Black Flag. The format of Black Flag's open world appeals more to the people that like Odyssey and stuff. So I think it is honestly the perfect opportunity in that business mindset for Ubisoft to say, all right, well, let's turn that into more of a game like Odyssey because you already want that, And
yeah, it is like a perfect blend, though. I think Black Flag was lightning in a bottle. I think the most easily accessible Assassin's Creed game, because it's not heavily like reliant on the plot until you're about 3 or 4 sequences in. Like once you're in, then it starts to get lore heavy. But for the most part, it is fulfilling the pirate fantasy. But also, I think Assassin's Creed fans, the first thing he does is pick up an assassin's outfit, and you're like, ooh, this is an interesting twist on the classic tale in a way that's gonna pay off throughout the entire game. Like, yeah, the assassins aren't in the entire game, but when they are, it's really impactful on the story, and I think it satisfies both sides of the argument in ways that the later games didn't.
To be fair, a lot of people say Assassin's Creed Black Flag is the first game that wasn't Assassin's Creed because... And I'm guilty of thinking this when the game first came out, but it's not about whether the assassins are physically there. It's about the ideology that is very present through the whole game.
The story of Black Flag is like Edward going from thinking for himself to like thinking as an assassin. And then the very short but still good story of Freedom Cry is Adewale who starts thinking as an assassin and ends thinking for himself. So it's like a subversion on what Edward's story was. That deserves a full remake. If they're going to remake anything, do a full version of Freedom Cry as a full game. It's a short DLC, but the scenes that are in there are really good. Especially the ending. The ending really, like, it sets up Adewale for something great. And then he's in Rogue. So all in all, how do you feel about 2025 for Assassin's Creed? Do you think it's gonna go well?
I would say on a like just a broad non-opinionated sense of it, I'd say it's gonna unless Shadows flops and Ubisoft just somehow like goes bankrupt, unless that happens, it's gonna be a big year for the series. They're gonna do a lot. If stuff doesn't get pushed back. I think even Shadows by itself is going to be big. I think we'll see, battle passes maybe 1 or 2 through the year. I think it will be big in general. I think we'll start to see stuff for this Invictus coming soon. I think they'll market that one a lot, which is funny. But yeah.
I think it'll depend on the success of Shadows. If Shadows flops, then they're probably going to push the other properties more. We'll probably get some news on some of it. I wouldn't be surprised actually if we do get some sort of reveal trailer at Ubisoft Forward. They only need to like show Edward Kenway's silhouette. I only see 2025 as like Shadows, and Shadows being the big push, but it's a long year. We don't know how things could change over the course of the year.
Yeah, we'll see.